Yes, good day everyone. My name is Abiog and welcome to my talk show. Have you ever struggled to get your message across? Have you ever felt like you're talking, but no one is listening? You're not alone. Effective communication is a skill that takes practice and it's essential for success in all areas of our life. Today, I want to talk about the power of purposive communication. Purposive communication is about being intentional and strategic in our interactions. It's about understanding our audience, defining our goals, and choosing the right channels to convey our message. When we communicate with purpose, we're more likely to achieve our objectives, build stronger relationships, and make a lasting impact. So, let's break down the key elements of purposive communication. First, we need to define our purpose. What do we want to achieve? What message do we want to convey? And second, we need to understand our audience. Like, who are they? What do they care about? How do they prefer to communicate? Third, we need to choose the right channel. Is it a face to face conversation, a phone call, or an email? When we master these elements, we can communicate more effectively in various settings. Whether it's a business presentation, a team meeting, or a personal conversation, purposive communication helps us convey our ideas, build trust, and drive results. It's not just about transmitting information, it's about connecting with others on a human level. So, let's consider a real life example. Imagine you're a manager and you need to communicate a new policy to your team. You could simply send out an email, but that might lead to confusion and resistance. Instead, you could hold a team meeting, explain the reasoning behind the policy, and answer some questions. By doing so, you're more likely to get buy in and achieve your goals. And how can we become more purposive in our communication? We can start by being more mindful of our intentions, audience, and context. We can practice active listening, ask clarifying questions, and adapt our communication style to fit the situation. By doing so, we can build trust, resolve conflicts, and achieve our goals. But purposive communication is not just about achieving our goals. It's also about building relationships. When we communicate with purpose, we're more likely to understand others, empathize with them, and build trust. This is essential in both personal and professional settings. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught in the noise and lose sight of our purpose. But purposive communication can help us cut through the clutter and make a lasting impact. By being intentional and strategic in our interactions, we can achieve our objectives, build stronger relationships, and make a difference in the world. And one of the biggest challenges we face in communication is overcoming barriers. These can be language barriers, cultural barriers, or even emotional barriers. But by being aware of these barriers and adapting our communication style, we can overcome them and connect with others on a deeper level. So, what can you do to become more purposive communicator? Start by reflecting on your intentions, audience, and context. Practice active listening and adapt your communication style to fit the situation. Be intentional about building relationships and strive to understand others. By doing so, you'll become more effective communicator and you'll achieve your goals. So, as we continue, another important aspect A purpose of communication is feedback. Feedback is essential for understanding how our message is received and for making adjustments to our communication style. By seeking feedback and being open to constructive criticism, we can refine our communication skills and achieve our goals more effectively. Technology has also changed the way we communicate. With the rise of social media, email, and messaging apps, we have more channels than ever before to convey our message. But with so many options, it's easy to get lost in the noise. By being intentional about our communication channels and adapting our style to fit the medium, we can cut through the clutter and achieve our goals. Purposive communication is especially important in leadership roles. Leaders who communicate with purpose can inspire and motivate their teams and drive results. By being intentional about their communication style, leaders can create a positive and productive work environment that fosters collaboration and innovation. But what about when communication breaks down? How can we overcome challenges and get back on track? One strategy is to focus on active listening. By truly listening to others and trying to understand their perspectives, we can build trust and resolve conflicts more effectively. Another strategy is to be adaptable. Different situations and audiences require different communication styles. By being aware of our audience and adjusting our style accordingly, we can communicate more effectively and achieve our specific or executive goals. In addition to these strategies, it's also important to be aware of nonverbal communication. Our body language, tone of voice, facial expression can all convey message that either support or contradict our words. By being mindful on our nonverbal cues, we can communicate more effectively and build stronger relationships. As we move forward in our personal and professional lives, let's strive to communicate with purpose. Let's be intentional about our communication style, adapt to our audience, and focus on building strong relationships. By doing so, we can achieve our goals, make a lasting impact, and create a more positive and productive, friendly environment. In conclusion, purposive communication is a powerful tool. It can help us achieve our goals, build stronger relationships, and make a lasting impact. By being intentional about our communication style, adapting to our audience, and focusing on building trust, we can communicate more effectively and achieve our objectives. So, what can you do to start communicating with purpose? Start by reflecting on your intentions, audience, and others. Adapt your communication style to fit the situation. By intentional about building relationships, strive to understand others. Remember, communication is a skill that takes practice. Don't be discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Keep working at it, and you'll start to see improvements over time. And most importantly, be patient with yourself and others. Communication is a two-way street, and it takes time and effort to build strong relationships. And that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for joining me on this journey of exploration. I hope this conversation has inspired you to think more deeply about the power of purposive communication. Let's strive to communicate with purpose And let's unlock the power of communication, the power of effective communication. Thank you. See you on the next video or our next show. Thank you, everyone.